1. Introduction to JavaScript. What is JavaScript? Lesson 1. Introduction to JavaScript. Detailed topics. Explain where JavaScript runs, browser, Node.js. Discuss its use for creating interactive web pages. Exercise. Write a Hello, World script and display it in the browser console. Lesson 2. JavaScript Basics. Detailed topics. Show examples of different data types. Explain type conversion using number, string, etc. Exercise. Create variables for your name, age, and whether you're a student. Log them to the console. Perform basic math operations using variables. Lesson 3. Control flow. Detailed topics. Use real-life examples, e.g., conditional. If it rains, take an umbrella. Explain loop control with relatable examples. Exercise. Write a program to determine if a number is positive, negative, or 0. Create a loop that prints numbers 1 to 10. Lesson 4. Functions. Detailed topics. Explain the purpose of reusable code. Show different ways to declare functions, regular, arrow. Exercise. Write a function to calculate the area of a rectangle. Create a function that takes a name and outputs hello, name. Lesson 5. Arrays and objects. Detailed topics. Use analogies like arrays being a list and objects being a dictionary. Cover commonly used methods like map and filter. Exercise. Create an array of favorite colors and log the second one. Create an object for a car with properties like make, model, and year. Lesson 6. DOM manipulation. Detailed topics. Use visuals to explain the structure of an HTML document. Demonstrate dynamic content changes in real time. Exercise. Change the text of an HTML heading using JavaScript. Create a button that changes its color when clicked. Lesson 7. Debugging and tools. Detailed topics. Explain error messages and how to read them. Walk through debugging a sample buggy script. Exercise. Intentionally introduce an error, e.g., forget to declare a variable, and fix it. Use console.log to debug the output of a small program. Lesson 8. ES6+ features. Detailed topics. Show before and after examples of ES5 and ES6 code. Highlight the benefits of new features. Exercise. Rewrite a function using arrow syntax. Create an object and destructure its properties into variables. Lesson 9. Asynchronous JavaScript. Detailed topics. Explain the concept of asynchronous operations with simple animations or diagrams. Show a simple API call to fetch data. Exercise. Use setTimeout to create a delayed greeting. Make a basic API call, e.g., fetch random user data, and display the response. Lesson 10. Mini projects. Interactive to-do list. Teach users to add, mark, and remove items. Simple calculator. Create a calculator with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division functions. Basic quiz app. Build a small quiz with multiple choice questions. Weather app. Use an API like OpenWeatherMap to fetch and display current weather. Next steps. Practice challenges. Create algorithms to solve small problems, e.g., reverse a string, find the largest number in an array. Explore frameworks. Briefly introduce libraries like jQuery or frameworks like React. Project ideas. Build a personal portfolio site. Create a budget tracker. Would you like help developing one of these? Role of JavaScript in web development. Brief history and evolution. Setting up the environment. Installing a code editor, e.g., VS Code. Using the browser console. Hello, world. Your first JavaScript program. 2. JavaScript basics. Syntax and structure. Variables, var, let, const. Data types, string, number, boolean, undefined, null, object, operators, arithmetic, comparison, logical, and assignment operators, comments and best practices. 3. Control flow. Conditionals, if, else, switch statements, loops. 4. While, do, while, break and continue. 4. Functions. Introduction to functions. Defining and calling functions. Parameters and return values. Arrow functions. Syntax and use cases. 5. Arrays and objects. Arrays. Creating and accessing arrays. Array methods, push, pop, shift, unshift, splice, Map, filter, reduce, objects, key value pairs, accessing and modifying properties, methods and objects. 6. DOM manipulation, understanding the DOM. What is the document object model? Selecting elements, get element by ID, query selector, etc. Changing content, modifying text, HTML, and CSS, event listeners, handling user actions like clicks and inputs. 7. Debugging and tools, using the browser console, common errors, syntax and runtime errors, debugging techniques. 8. ES6 plus features, let and const, template literals, destructuring, default parameters, modules and imports. 9. Introduction to asynchronous JavaScript. What is asynchronous programming? Callbacks, promises, and async/await. Basic fetch API, making HTTP requests. 10. Mini projects, interactive to-do list, simple calculator, basic quiz app, weather app using an API, resources and next steps, recommended books and online resources, practice challenges, e.g., Code Wars, HackerRank, introduction to frameworks, e.g., React, Vue, detailed lessons and exercises for the JavaScript